Hey, it's Jeff again. Welcome to my backyard. In this video, I'm going to show you how to install a brand new soapstone countertop. The one I put in here with a fire pit that I almost killed myself and my kids with, we had to get rid of it. It did not last the winter. The heat and the cold didn't work out, and that's fine. Learn from your mistakes and move on. So, should have put in reinforced mesh in there. I was trying something new and it didn't work. Hoorah. In this video, I'm going to show you all about soapstone, the value of it, and how it's a DIY project. Because this actually got delivered in 6 different pieces. I'm going to show you how to assemble it and how beautiful it is to work with. So welcome back to my fire table experiment. This is the project that kind of got away from me a little bit. The last one I made, you've all seen it, it was insanely heavy and we didn't put the reinforced mesh in it. We should have. It was an experiment on my part. I'd rather do the experimenting than have you do it. So yeah, the answer is you've got to use reinforcing mesh and probably make it a lot thinner. The solution to this problem, 2 things. I love this product in the company. It's a Canadian company. It's Soapstone, okay? We're gonna put a link in the description for you guys to contact them if you need to get countertops for DIY. It's the only natural stone DIY countertop solution on the marketplace, all right? You can call these guys up. What they do is they deliver your stone pre-cut in sections that are manageable, all right? We're going to show you today how to install it and assemble it because it doesn't take very long. It works amazing. There's so many properties about the stone we'll get into in the video that I think by the end of this video you're going to be like in love with the idea of using this. First of all, you go back a few hundred years when this nation started, all of North America was using soapstone for everything in their bathroom, their fireplace mantles, countertops. It didn't even make a difference. This stuff is so soft you can actually use woodworking tools to machine it, okay? It's a game changer. They had quarries all the way from Texas all the way up into Quebec. Nowadays there's only 2 people left mining this stuff and turning it into something that's usable. So not that it's not available, it's just times change and everybody starts going, oh, I want something different. But at the end of the day, this is the lowest cost option that you can get and you can install it yourself. So I'm thinking it's a great value. We're gonna install it and we're gonna show you, they have the CNC machine, everything's been prefab for my fire pit. And I'm just going to whip it together, go step by step so that you can feel confident buying something like this. They don't just do counters anymore either. These guys are actually making shower floors, okay? Like pre-made shower floors. Awesome. You have it shipped to your house in a few pieces, you assemble it on site, and it makes one solid surface when you're done. Anyway, enough bragging about how awesome the product is. Let's just jump into this, all right? I got some clamps, and we're using the Sika Pro Anchor Fix. Okay, it's a 2-part epoxy. And this is what we're going to use for all the joints. All right. It's actually kind of simple. All right, we just need my knife here. It comes in a little sausage tube inside here, okay? So you got to cut the tube. All right, there's your 2 parts. And we're going to set one of these aside for now. And this particular tube is designed to mix them together, okay? So after a couple of squeezes, it should be turning gray on us and it'll be all ready to roll. And that's how you know. Doo-doo-doo. Here we are, mixing it black, right? There's the mix happening right now. And now that we've got that gray, we're ready to use it, okay? I'll slide this out of the way here for a minute. Now, my plan, because it comes in 6 pieces for this huge counter, is to use clamps to create a nice level surface and some shims to help with the balancing, move it around in position and just add on as I go, hopefully so nothing falls off. It should work great. Here we go. We're going full Rambo today. We're just going to be smart about what we're doing. It is crunch time on the job and I'm doing punch list right now. I just don't have time to be getting all worried about site protection. I've just got to not screw up. There we go. It was that easy, right? Now I'm just going to take this little wooden shim and flatten that out so I get good contact for the whole joint. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Now I'm going to slide it over. There we go. First clamp going into place. And second clamp. Anyway, listen, we're going to take a little bit of epoxy here. And we're just going to fill in the crack, because the next step here is actually kind of funny. This epoxy becomes pretty much invisible when we're all finished. Now, it suggests that it warms up and seals in about 10 minutes. I'm going to say it's going to be more like 15 or 20 because it's cold outside. Why I'm wearing a sweater, right? We'll let it go. Basically, once we're done, and it doesn't matter if you scratch it as you go, you can be really not too worried about it, because we're going to belt sand the joints. And then we're going to use a orbital sander to finish the polish on this thing. And we're going to just sand it all dry. Like, that's the most amazing part, right? I get to move on to the next joint already. So I guess my only concern is that the clamps might end up sealing to the countertop with the epoxy. Now we wait, see how this works out. Time to disengage. Oh yeah, epoxy doesn't bond with that plastic. That's awesome. Oof. Okay. So now I'm gonna just press the epoxy in here into that little gap. Nice. Okay, let's do the touch-ups on this one first. Oh, is that even gonna work? Nope. Holy cow! I don't know if that's designed to actually cut off, Max. Nope, she's done. That's why they give you 2 tubes. Okay, that's why I bought 2 of these, so I could do this 4 times. Gives me 8 joints. I should be okay. I'm gonna go through a couple of tubes getting this done. All right, let's get this mixed again. That one's already good. One thing I'll note, the stones themselves are actually numbered. 1 and 1, these are the joints. They numbered the joints from the factory. 2 and 2. All right, so you know which corner goes to which, because these are cut in succession out of one piece of stone. So after I'm done sanding this joint down, you aren't going to see a joint. It's just going to look like one big slab. Brilliant idea. In order to add the next piece, I need to move my table over this way a little bit. And it moves as one slab. Brilliant. Loving it. Okay. That was my biggest fear. I got to make this joint happen. Oh yeah, that's not heavy at all. I'm going to try just direct compression this time. Okay. Just trying to get more table action here. There we go. I just need a little bit more support in that corner. And this stone is cut so sharp. Should probably be wearing gloves. You know, the funny thing is this is so much easier than carrying out that huge slab. It must have been 450 pounds or more. If you haven't seen that video, check out a quick clip. Max, throw that in there right now, they can see. Hands underneath, people. Okay, Matt, you're on the wrong side. Let's go over to the table. Ready? Matt? What? Run around the other side. Go, 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 go. Okay, up, lean up to it, and then slowly roll it on. Okay, we're gonna go.
Nate, we're good. Walk
somebody go to the other side. Go to the other side.
Other side.
Somebody go to the other side.
I got it.
The scream and mash that it was, and then we'll put the link for that video in the description because it's on the other channel, Reality Renovision, where we show all the behind the scenes and the process, and you get to see what a pain in the ass it is to work with me and my kids. Anyway, let's get this one done, and then I'll do both of these joints at the same time. Alrighty. And the only downside, Max, is I wasn't able to buy extra of these tubes. I had to buy a whole second caulking gun to get 2 more tubes. They should know how to get you. Most non-messy substance in town. It's sticky. It just stays where you put it, you know? Doesn't drip all over the place. I just love it. So the instructions are to use a belt sander, 80 medium grit. I hardly ever use a belt sander, so I just got this little Ridgid. It's not a bad little machine, I'll tell you. I've come to kind of appreciate it. Now, when you're in the store to buy your stuff, make sure you check. There's 3 and 4 inch wide. There's 18, there's 21 inch length. There's probably a few more options, but it's not just the grit. You got to make sure all 3 of the numbers are what's going to work for you and your machine. If you're not sure, just take a picture of the one you have, match it up in the store when you get there. And then you'll be able to read the product information. Well, it just locks down and now she's ready to roll. Shot half my strip off. That's awesome. You don't see that every day. And I was probably trying to get more out of it than I should have. All right, so in hindsight, I think I'd go out and buy myself a more powerful belt sander. I generally only use that when I'm cutting down a door or something and I just want to smooth the edge flat. But yeah, that's a little bit too weak for what's going on. And before anybody freaks out and goes, oh, you should be wearing a mask, there's no silica in this product, okay? There's no silica dust being produced here. So it's not a big worry, right? My God, if you can use it, if you could, let me just demonstrate this. You can treat this like wood. Now it's gonna be a hard wood, but check this out. That's just a regular drill bit. Okay, you can grind it, you can do that, you can plane it, you can use a router on it. It's just, treat it like wood, but it's just gonna be hard on your bits, so get good ones, okay? And you can design and build anything with this stuff. It's just amazing. So I'm switching from the 80 to the orbital sander, and we're going to the 150. I don't know how many of these I'm gonna go through, but how about a 15 pack just to make sure I'm not gonna have an issue. Hello, I wanna line it up a little bit. I'm not just gonna do the joints, I'm gonna do the whole table because there's little hairline scratches and stuff in this from shipping. And so it's just nice to take care of it all at the same time. They're all done. So just so you know, the Milwaukee orbital sander with a 150 paper outperformed the Ridgid belt sander with an 80 paper. It goes to show you the quality of the tool sometimes counts. That's why I finished off with it, because it was just doing a quicker job. My goodness, we are gonna do a water test now and have a look at the finish in case there's other scratches I want to polish out before we move forward. That'll be dramatic. So I'm just checking for how I like to finish, because we're gonna finish this with mineral oil. Just rub it in, and that's it. So if I don't see anything problems now, I won't then later. So that looks great. I think my only regret here, for the next time I use the soapstone, I'm gonna get a couple ratchet straps and really compress the joints together. You ever see guys do the joints with countertops professionally with like granite and marble? They have the suction cup machine and it like pulls together. I think we could maybe mimic that with using the straps. It might not be a bad idea. Okay, I've got one spot over there for sure I want to fix. Right here. Or was it? Nope, wasn't there. Oh, here it is. Okay, now the only thing left to do is, because the stone ships so rough, because the stone ships so sharp, stone ships so, that's 4 S's, that's why. Okay, because it ships so sharp, I'm gonna just run the edges a little bit on the bottom and the top. Okay, now we're just gonna put our gas lines together and helicopter that sucker in. Okay, and then my starter line. Gonna be amazing. Now check this out. I got a treat for you, Max. I got a better way of installing the glass. I did a little roaming around the Home Depot today, and I find a 3/8 U-channel flat stock, and I'm going to set my track underneath and just cut it to length and then set the glass in the track. It's not going to be clean and sexy. Let's go get our glass package out here and see what it looks like. Now I wish I had saved the other couple pieces, but it wouldn't have made a difference, I don't think. So this is the, is this from, is it Peak? Yeah, the Railblazers. Okay, get it, Railblazers? Cute. They make this stuff, they make this glass anyway for their aluminum rails. And it's the right height. It's going to be a little bit too long, but I'm trying to sell this house. And if somebody along the way wants to order custom glass to fit exactly the size they want, that's fine. If I had more time, I'd actually miter the joints on the corner and I'd do a complete fire box. But I'd have to custom order this glass. And with COVID going on, everything just takes forever to get shipped when you're doing something custom. I'm trying to finish this house so I can sell it. Matter of fact, as we're filming, I am on T-minus 6 days to the first showing of the house. So I do not have time to be fooling around with custom cut glass. No one in Ottawa actually manufactures this stuff. I'd have to go all the way to Toronto. And that's just not a luxury I can afford right now. All right, so here we are. I went back to the store and I got actual 3/8 channel, which is nice. Even though it's 3/8, the glass still wiggles around in it, which is a real pain in the butt. Someone needs to pull out their measuring tools and get these things right. When you're using 3/8 glass into a 3/8 channel, they should fit snug. Anyway, I'm gonna have to use wedges to keep everything clean. I'm just mapping it out here for where I want my aluminum track cut. Okay, let's do step 1. We'll cut the tracks. I currently have every extension cord I own plugged into the beast so we can finish the siding on the front. So I'm just going to use safety squints and a portable saw. This is just aluminum, so if you go slow, it's no worries. There we go, safety second. Number 2. Loving it. Okay, now we just need to sort out location. Good and good. I like it. Okay. Now remember, one of the benefits of this material is the fact that you can treat it like wood. So I'm actually going to screw my aluminum track right to the table. And I'm going to get a drill bit that's big enough. And we'll try 1/8 here. I want to be able to have a bit that doesn't drill out the hole completely. I want to be able to make the threads do some work as they go into the soapstone. So I want to be able to see the threads on the other side of that bit. That's not bad, but it's just a little bit too little, I think. Okay, I'm thinking this is going to work. All right, I'm just going to cut the aluminum and the countertop. Okay, just because we're treating it like wood doesn't mean we're treating it like softwood. It's more like a hardwood situation, guys. So be patient, clean your bit, don't let it overheat. Like any hardwood, it's not about the speed, it's about the precision. Well, now we'll drive in our wood screw, through our aluminum into the tabletop. That's not going anywhere. Just to blow your minds, because we're doing safety glass, now the safety glass is going to be sitting on screws, which is a problem. Because now you have really specific points of contact that could be an issue. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put these rubber caps designed for cabinet doors inside the track. They're the 3/8 as well, so they should be the right size. I'm going to stab it with my knife. We'll glue it on the side there, and I'll just set it in. I'm going to test that. Yeah, I'm going to put one on each side just to make sure. Now the sticky here doesn't have to last forever. It just has to last until I get that in the glass in the gap. Okay, I'm just going to do a few more of these and then we'll set the glass in.
I'm rolling.
Next step is obviously silicone, where all these beads are. Clear would have been nice, but I'm out, and I am out of patience as well. So here we go. I'm not doing another trip to the store when I have so much on my plate the last few days. Stressful, long. Last few days I've had production goals. I hate working with production goals because you can't go home until you're done, right? But we've had photographers and stagers and videographers and real estate people, 3D walkthroughs of the house being done. And every person required a little bit something different, and I wasn't ready for any of them. So every day I had to hit a production goal so that I was ready for that person coming through the house. It was a little bit maddening, to be honest with you. But we got her done, which is the most important part. As Larry the Cable Guy would say, just get her done. Can't believe how big that gap is. There we go. What I am going to do is get a little bit of tape and tape this joint so that it dries in the right spot. So I know everybody's obsessed with using blue tape. The reality is this $3 version does just as well. Ay, ay, ay. Sometimes you got to know when to spend $7 and when to spend $3, right? Now I can only find one more shim, and that is okay, because now we have two. Last thing to do now is to treat the countertop and seal it so it has a beautiful color and it's sealed up against all the moisture. It's a natural occurring stone, and all stone is porous, so we want to treat it. Just going to break off the shims to make sure I got access to all of the material here. All right. Pow, 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 pow. Okay, so here's one of these situations where you're going to want to do what I say, not what I do. We talked about using mineral oil to finish. Seems pretty simple enough, but there's no mineral oil on the market. This whole COVID shortage supply chain issue mess has been a disaster. So I am using the grout sealer from my bathroom. I went and checked the instructions which are on the back, and it said it's perfectly good for sealing natural stone, even in patios, which means exterior natural stone, which is what this is. So off we go to the races. Let's get this sucker done. We're just going to apply liberally, and then we're going to take off the extra with the sponge. I'm getting a joystick cramp, you know? Remember those old games from the 80s? Had to pull the trigger 1,000 times? Some parts of the stone are a lot more porous than others too. This is really interesting. What a fascinating study. Well, this is like really soaking this stuff up. So we're going to let it do its thing. We're going to give it a few minutes. I'm going to read the instructions again and see if I should come back after a little while. Up to 5 minutes, wipe off. May require 2 or more applications. Blah, blah, blah. 2 to 3 hour dry time. So I'll come back out in a couple hours, try it again. And we'll just do this as many times as necessary. And then I'll let you know how many times it took to seal this up. Last thing to do now is just grab some clear silicone. We're going to silicone glass to the metal and then metal to the countertop, right? Just so that we don't get buildup of water, discolorations, and other weird things growing there. And it helps to anchor everything in place to handle the high winds. It's really this simple. And then she's done. And hopefully one day down the road, we'll get access to mineral oil again. We'll be able to seal this countertop up properly and give her that beautiful darker color. But for now, I'm happy. It's protected, it's finished. This is a DIY project, guys. Anybody can make their own countertops. I'm gonna encourage you, check out this stone, people. We got a link in the video description, okay? Soapstone is definitely a great option for do-it-yourself counters. They got CNC machines. You give them the proper blueprint, they communicate back and forth. They'll ship it right to your house. 50, 60 pounds a block. Anybody can do this. Whether it's a fire table or a bathroom or a kitchen, whatever you want. Also be great in a bar, right? It'd be kind of cool because you could make a countertop and then incorporate a game into it. You could actually drill holes and make a big cup table. I don't know. Let you figure all that out for yourself. Listen, if you're appreciating this kind of stuff and you like the fact that when I screw up, I go back and I fix it, give this video a thumbs up. All right, let me know. Otherwise, if you're interested in seeing more DIY projects that you can do outside so that you can increase your living space, check out the link over here. I'll put a playlist together for all things patio and fencing and, you know, all that sort of stuff. Cheers, till next time.